The festival is nigh!
Game number 2 of the day, Stocko versus Ellie, is underway. Sean, center square.
Center square, I think, is
Lord of
going
Blood.
to be.
You have
Ash
2
of War.
seconds. Ash of
Select
Wars.
Ash of War.
It is due for remembrance at a mausoleum.
Huh.
Is the center square today. Double stat dumps on this board immediately catches my eye. That's interesting when there is double stat dump, because typically you want to hold off on dumping one because of the other one.
Yep. But
You know, with dupe at a mausoleum as center square, you could do Margaret Parries into that or Renala into that. Also, we have both the +0 squares are on the board, so either a Geel or Tree Scent. I would imagine both players go for a Geel or go for Tree Scent, but we could see a situation where both players go Tree Scent and then both players go a Geel without Torrent right after. That would be quite interesting.
I think that's going to be the case. And then that's already a pretty powerful line.
Yeah,
in that column 5.
Stocko is looking at the classes. The question is also, what is wieldable?
That is the bigger question here. And
is anything wieldable?
Wow, is there nothing that a wieldable weapon? Wow. There's no wieldable weapon.
The only wieldable weapon is like Steel Wire Torch. If someone does Torch only Tree Scent, that would be incredible.
I would lose my mind.
Short Spear.
We hand them the keys to the season. They've won.
Steel Wire Torch is the better torch. It's the extra damage torch. It's doable. Players are taking a minute to think of the starting classes though, and I can't blame them because there's not an obvious option.
What is that thing's raw AR?
Short Spear is not good. I think it has Impaling Thrust though.
Yeah, there is a lot of early game stuff on this board.
Stocko looking at going Dismounter for the Spiral Horn Shield for parries.
Oh, yeah, that would be a good strategy. Is that a small shield or a medium shield?
It is a small shield. The problem is the Dismounter, it needs 7 levels, so it's going to take a minute to get online. I think if I was playing this game, I would choose the class with the Jawbone Axe, because that one needs only 3 levels to get online. It is an axe with Wild Strikes. It does work. Ellie was really considering... Oh my god, Ellie's going to do it. Wait, I think Ellie's going for Torch only Tree Scent.
That would be crazy.
I think it's going to happen. Okay, she went with the Grave Scythe. The Grave Scythe is a good weapon. She said yesterday while doing commentary, like, if the Grave Scythe comes up, I will just rock it for the entire game. Like, it's a good smithing weapon with bleed, and you can put Hoarfrost Stomp on it. Like, she might just go smithing route and just go Grave Scythe this whole game.
And there is some nice synergy with there is bell bearings on the board, so if you can get your smithing stones that are right in your route, and then just buy off the remainder.
Mm-hmm. Also, chat, go ahead and finish getting your Gambas in, and then we'll have to close the Gamba on this one. I'll give you just a few more seconds.
There is a lot of early Stormveil synergy if players, choose to go for it. You got Tree Spirits, you got stat dumps, you got Remembrance dupes, Margit 6+, Margit 6 parries. There's a lot of stuff to do in Stormveil.
Yeah, oh my god, Ellie's doing it. Ellie's doing it. Ellie's doing it. Ellie's doing it. Steel Wild Torch Tree Scent. Let's fucking go.
Holy shit.
This is incredible.
This is going to be a generational play. An absolutely generational play.
I mean, it's Steel Wild Torch too, so that's like the good torch, right?
Yeah.
shield out. Is Stocko going for shield only?
No
No.
way.
No, right?
No way.
No, okay. I mean, it does have bleed on
Okay.
it.
That shield has bleed on it?
Yeah, yeah. Okay, Ellie,
Really?
torch only 3 cent. Damage is
Wow.
fine. She's gonna do this. And the poise damage on it's great. It gets smacked though immediately.
And now, Hoodger, do you like to do this fight locked on or locked off?
Locked on. I don't know why she was locked off. The only time I've seen people do it locked off is like there's a little in the old any percent glitchless with Bloodhound's Fang, you would lock off to hit like a specific Bloodhound finesse timing. But other than that, that's the only time I've ever seen someone do it locked off.
I mean, the damage isn't that bad.
It's not bad.
It's not bad. This is doable.
And the poise damage is great.
For a torch, yeah, I mean, I wasn't exactly counting, but a stun at 75% health, not the worst.
She decided to bail though. She's deciding to bail though. She got hit and then is deciding to bail.
I can't say I entirely blame her. It's a daunting task to complete. But now Stocko is a solid 35 seconds ahead on this.
The thing is, Stocko doesn't have a wieldable weapon. Like, the dismounter took
That's
7
true.
levels to get online. We'll see what Stocko gets here at the greatsword check.
But neither does Ellie. She was checking
Claymore.
Kale, seeing if there was anything usable.
Claymore, can he wield Claymore? If he can wield Claymore.
I don't believe he can. Unless he's not.
I think with Lance Between Rune he can. Claymore's gonna fuck.
Claymore, he doesn't have the dex.
No, but oh wait, but he has the Lance Between Rune, right? He should be able to get the dex here.
Yeah. He can get
Damn.
it.
Ellie really could have gotten that, but I understand her getting hit and not wanting. Like I think she had to pivot off there. I think it was the right play given the circumstances.
Yep. And I did like the cheeky little Kale check. See if there was a quick and easy weapon she could get her hands on.
Yeah, they both checked that actually.
And now Ellie is only just grabbing Torrent.
Mm-hmm.
And Stocko, where is Stocko heading? Stocko's going for Torrent only, it looks like.
Is Torn only on the board?
It is.
Oh, he is. It is. Yes, it is. Okay. I'm kind of surprised he's going for Torn only with a Gil and Tree Sentinel on the board, but fair enough.
Yeah,
Go full screen with Stocko here.
Game's running, but it's fine. We'll manage.
Unless he thinks that Ellie is going to go Tree Scent, he will do Torrent only in that Gil, and then he's building himself a nice little line with some early game squares. Could maybe attempt to force an early Draconic from Ellie.
Is Ellie also going boss on Torrent?
Oh, it appears that way.
Ellie not doing the greatsword check with Claymore is gonna hurt a lot.
Say it again.
I said Ellie not doing greatsword check. Like
Yeah.
Claymore, Stocko might clean up this entire early game because of Claymore.
That's tough.
Yeah.
And he's going for Tree Scent.
He's going for Tree Scent or going for a Gil? I mean, the thing is, Ellie just can't contest right now. Like the torch, if she, the only boss you could have done torch only on. Okay, Ellie is going for Tree Scent with the torch again.
Okay. Interesting play.
I think she has to. I think it's actually only play. Torch only Tree Scent. Like she cannot. You cannot do a Gil with the torch. It is a dragon.
You don't think the move could have just been to just go do Greatsword check and?
I mean, obviously that, but like given.
And an early stun from Stocko.
I mean, the question is just, does Ellie have enough damage to kill Tree Scent before Stocko? because like Stocko's gonna do way more damage to Tree Scent than Ellie is. This is a torch.
Yes, 100%. And yeah, he might very well be able to clean up this early game board.
Why does she fight Tree Scent locked off? I don't get this.
I don't get it.
All right, there's a Gil for Stocko.
Yup. A clean Agil fight. Hitless Agil fight.
Stocko's not going for Tree Scent.
I think that's I guess.
I mean, I think it's
Given his
50. I
information,
actually
I
don't know if
understand.
Stocko would beat Ellie to this. Like, I think he would.
I think he would.
Regardless, though, he can just go for Margit parries. He can go for Margit parries and just blitz this line.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. My assumption might have been true. Either he blitzes the line or he's using it to force an early Draconic.
Well, regardless, he's pressuring Altus, right?
Yep.
Come on, Ellie.
Ooh,
No.
this is really close. Oh,
That-
wow. That is tough.
That is unfortunate. That is really
is
tough.
Stocko would have had it.
Yeah, I mean, this play from Stocko, though, is crazy. I
Me
think
too.
Ellie got a little
Really
too locked in. The Grave Scythe is a really good smithing weapon, don't get me wrong. But, like... I mean, honestly, like, I think Jawbone Axe was the play.
You think so?
Right. Yeah, because, like, look, you don't... Stocko got, like, let's keep it a buck, right? Like, Stocko got lucky with Claymore. Stocko got very lucky. But Jawbone Axe was guaranteed to get online with the... like, Jawbone Axe was a guaranteed, like, it's an axe. Axes are good. It has wild strikes as well. Like, that was guaranteed.
And Stocko pulling off these parries.
Yeah.
That was the first stagger, so he's 2 parries in. And Stocko's making light work of this. And there goes all 6 parries. Nicely done.
Yep.
Very nicely done.
Man, that was such an all-in play. Because if Ellie gets Tree Scent off the start, like, she's cooking.
Yeah. I mean,
just-
especially if Usain happens to drop Golden Halberd or Dragon Halberd, or even the +8 with Knight's Halberd. Like that.
Oh, +8 would actually... I actually think +8 might be the best. I mean, like, Dragon's Halberd is great, but... And also, that's very nice Margit parries from Stocko.
Very nice. And Ellie is in some trouble.
All right, Ellie does get Tree Scent. Come on, she deserves Dragon Halberd. Give it to her.
What's it gonna be?
We did not see.
Will not know.
Torch only Tree Scent, though.
Torch only Tree Scent. I can't say.
It is the poop stick, Loretta's War Sickle.
Okay. Not
I
great.
think Ellie's gonna realize her problem once she sees Claymore here.
Yeah. Yeah. That's... Wow.
Yep. That's the thing about Greatsword Check. Like, there's a lot of very usable... If you don't have a good smithing weapon off rip, Greatsword Check is good, right? Because obviously,
cool.
like, you can get good somber options, but there's a lot of good smithing options. Flamberge, Iron Greatsword, Claymore, you can't get
Bastard
Lord
Sword.
Sworn in there, but Bastard Sword, basically like the only ones like those are just very good, right?
It's a very balanced check. There's a lot of good early game stuff, and there's also a lot of really good late game stuff. You got Alabaster, Ordovis's, Helpin' Steeple, Darkmoon Greatsword. I've seen some people use, although it's not all that common. It is possible.
Yeah. Like so, because the thing is with Greatsword check, like you're obviously what you really want it for is the good somber weapon,
Yep.
but there is a good chance of good smithing weapons. Like there's a lot of great smithing weapons in there. There is no bad smithing Greatsword, right? And if you need a weapon early, it's a good check.
Right. That was a very close call on that skip for Ellie. That had me stressed. That is a weird angle to approach it from, in my opinion. And are we going to see a halberd skip, you think? We will not. What is Stocko going down into Weeping for?
I think Stocko is looking at. I mean, he can make progress. I think the idea here for Stocko is Shades, Catacombs, and Spirit Ash +4.
Which glove warts do you get in the Cemetery Shade Cave down here?
So you get the one in. So here's Stocko's plan, right? Like he also sets up for dupe as well, but he's gonna do this shade, get the Spirit Ash summon 1 and 2. So that's a shade, a catacomb, and half of this +4. Then he'll go into Caelid, right? In Caelid, he'll get the second shade. That's 2 shades. He'll get the 3 and 4. That finishes the Spirit Ash summon +4. That will also be his second catacomb, and then he can go do 1 more, and that will clean it up.
That would be mighty efficient.
Yeah.
That would be
Shades, Spirit Ash, Shades and Spirit Ash +4 and Catacombs is like a very, very oppressive synergy.
Yeah. And it's all in the same line.
Mm-hmm.
So if Ellie might have noticed that a little earlier and got some prio on those squares, that could have put Stocko in a tough
I think
spot.
that's Stocko's fear, right? Is that Ellie's going for some crazy play with the row 4.
100%.
The row 1, sorry.
100%. And yeah, if you can take away that early threat, because I do think that line is faster than Stocko's line.
Yeah, because like the advantage of Stocko's line though is that Stocko can like both of those lines on both of those squares on Stocko's line are Altus. So Stocko can what Stocko can do here is he can basically force Ellie to go early Altus while he clears up some of the mid-game squares.
Right. And Ellie is coming up on Academy. Stocko is leaving.
Doesn't kill the shade though, just prepping.
Yep. And I guess we will see a peek into Roundtable shortly.
The reason why Stocko doesn't just rush his line is because if Ellie's rushing row 1 and Stocko's rushing row 2, Ellie will win.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's got to.
So I think if Stocko wants to rush it, I think Stocko needs to get a block on row 1 first before he can rush the line.
Right. What do you think his opening block is going to be?
It looks like +4.
Yeah.
Because he grabbed the 1 and 2 and just completely dipped. Not great somber weapons. They're actually the Curse Blade Cirques are very usable. They're backhand blades, which are very common in the DLC. They're somber. They have decent. They have better AR than the vanilla backhand blades and native bleed. Typically, multi-hit weapons are not the best in bingo, but I think they are pretty damn good. I use them for a lot of that weapon specifically for a lot of my DLC casual playthrough, and they're good. They're not as good as like the lightning like you don't have the full setup. So if you're used to watching DLC bingo, you don't have like the whole lightning setup with the multi-hit build and everything here, but they're very good. They're very usable,
and they're fun. And
they're fun.
That blind spot Ash of War is super effective. It's a really good.
Oh no, that one does not have blind spot though. That one has like deadly dance or whatever.
These are the Curse Blade Circs, correct?
Yeah, the somber ones. Yeah.
Right. But I guess the bleed does make up for that.
Yeah, I mean they have higher AR than normal backhand blades and native bleed. Ellie there, I don't even know how she died to that skip.
She jumped a little too high. She was in the middle of like the second branch of the railing, I guess you could call it.
Stocko does the perfume bottle check. It is Frenzy Flame perfume bottle. The reason that is the worst one you want to see. It's still doable. Ideally, what you want to see there is, I actually kind of hate that this exists. I think it's too strong. But if you get the lightning perfume bottles, you can go just melt the abductor virgins. Abductor virgins are in Volcano Manor. They will take you to, they will give you full Altus access. And abductor virgins get shredded by lightning. They're very, very, very weak to lightning. And so the lightning perfume bottle just annihilates them.
It's like if you do running R2s, it's like a one hit stun, right?
As long as you connect at least most of the hit, like, because the perfume bottles are a multi-hit weapon.
Right.
And I don't know the exact number, but every single hit of lightning on an abductor virgin does like somewhere between like 10 and 15 poise damage, just by getting hit by lightning. So due to them being multi-hit, right, like you just destroy with you melt it. Yeah. One running R2, as long as you land most of your stuff, does stagger them instantly. Ellie here, grabbing Lord's Hero, is going for Liurnia boss Incants only here on the grafted Scion. Very heads up play by her.
And Stocko is going into the catacomb.
Yep, for the first part of that.
Yep. And just get some good progress on
Ellie, do this on torrent
as well.
Okay, she gets it. Nicely done. I don't think that mark will bother Stocko at all. Yeah, not even a reaction from Stocko. Doesn't really seem to care whatsoever. I think that's
the right reaction to have.
Yeah.
And there's the 3 and the 4.
Yeah, and Stocko will go ahead and just finish this catacomb. He knows that he's good. Like, he's always good here for Spirit Ash Summon +4 because Ellie spent time going and doing Liurnia boss Incants only. So as a result, he can just go ahead and kill this Shade. Even though he does have a +0 weapon, there is a backstab loop on the Cemetery Shades, and they do not have a ton of health in the first place, so this will be should be very trivial for him.
Yeah.
Knock on wood.
I wonder why he picked up that root resin.
You guys are so cool.
The root resin could potentially be useful. Root resin is like the base material for
blood grease, right?
For grease. My guess though is that it just was pressing buttons.
Oh my god, this guy's a tank.
Ooh, misses the lion's claw. Maybe he's also going for maybe trying to make lightning grease to use in the abductor virgins fight.
You can't make lightning grease before Altus, but that is a good thought. That is a thought that I've tested before, but unfortunately you cannot make lightning grease before Altus.
What's the Altus ingredient you need to make it?
I think the cookbook is in Altus.
The cookbook, right?
Because I know the main ingredient is like the furling blooms or whatever, which
Yep.
there are some by the Dragon Barrel avatar. But yeah, you don't have the cookbook. And
nicely done by Stocko.
yep, that is the first shade by Stocko. He now can go to round table +4. Oh no, he can't +4. He has to go through Liurnia. He has to go to Liurnia first. So she moves. I don't think Rodrika was there.
Well, I guess he's just going to go finish off the cemetery shades.
Yeah, he is just going to go finish off the shades.
Which is a good play. It blocks another line that Ellie has made progress on in that column 4. And this thing just melts.
Fuck you with the bleeds.
Not knowing the backstab loop properly is costing Stocko a lot of time.
It is. But he's nearing the end of the fight. Just one more Lion's Claw, and there it is.
Yep. Nicely done there by Stocko. That is 2 shades.
That is 2 shades.
He went... I think... Yeah, so he went back to Stormhill Jack. My guess is that Rodrika is still there. I think you have to... I know Rodrika doesn't move as long as you're in Limgrave. I believe you need to go to Liurnia to progress her.
I did not know that. I did not notice that.
I'm not 100% on that. Maybe Caelid is enough, but I'm pretty sure it is Liurnia to progress her. If anyone can confirm that in chat, I would appreciate it. Looks like both players now are going ahead and getting Dectus. Stocko's going and acquiring Fort Height.
Good play, good play. Ellie will probably...
How do you get Rodrika to move to round table?
Yeah, I thought you only had to just go to round table once.
Is
and
it
she
just
was
round
there.
table? Yeah, okay, I was right. You need a Liurnia Grace. You need a Liurnia Grace.
Right, and so once she leaves,
Yeah,
she
'cause,
also leaves a seed behind, does she not?
Yeah, because Stocko went to round table to go +4 and she wasn't there because he hasn't gotten a Liurnia Grace.
And Ellie goes for this Scarseal Talisman.
Yeah, Stocko's continuing to do weapon checks here.
Sword of light.
I think he should consider using the Claymore because it's a pretty awesome weapon.
Yeah, the only thing is, Ellie actually has the better smithing weapon. As weird as it sounds, Claymore's better off rip because of Lion's Claw. But in the long run, the Grave Scythe is better when set up because it has native bleed. And ideally, even with Lion's Claw, you probably want to put Hoarfrost Stomp on your weapon just for the status, right? So like that's kind of the con of having a smithing weapon with a good Ash of War, is that like it's great off the start, but once you most Ashes of War are not better than Hoarfrost Stomp just because you get Frost Infusion on your weapon.
Right.
And in base game bingo, right, like you're not getting super high scaling, so getting Frost works. Except Stocko actually, he's going for status effects Ashes of War. He could get Bloody Slash on the Claymore.
That would be awesome.
for bleed attunement. That's actually, bleed is better than frost. Most people like frost because it's easier to pick up. And if your weapon natively has bleed, then you get bleed and frost. But getting bleed on the claymore, I think, is pretty good.
Yeah, I would agree. And also, I think the moveset with the greatsword is just so much better than
Yeah.
the scythes.
The claymore also has a unique moveset too. It has these poke charged R2s. And since
really nice.
yeah, because so the way the game works is because you get pierce damage on it, anytime you get pierce damage, you can get counterattack damage.
Yep.
Only with pierce damage. It's an extra, I think, like a 15% multiplier on your damage if the boss is attacking you while you hit the boss with pierce, you can get counterattack damage. It is very, very strong. If you want to test out counterattack damage, a really cool build that you can use is you use the Rusted Anchor because it does pierce. You throw wild strikes on that, and then you get the Spear Talisman and the Warrior Jar Shard. That is a really great weapon, and you get crazy damage because you're getting multipliers from the Spear Talisman, from counterattack damage, and from the Warrior Jar Shard.
And Ellie is going to go for the same play, killing this... I don't know what those knights are called, but that knight.
The Fort Knight.
The Fort Height Knight.
Yep.
It's Soul Protector. And so
so once Stocko grabs this grace here, now he could go. He's not going to grab the grace.
He could be... What is the play here? Is it
I think
just for
Ensha.
that thing?
I think Stocko's looking at Ensha.
Yeah. He's also probably looking at this merchant for another weapon check because he's not satisfied.
Either another weapon check, or if the weapon check doesn't hit, he sells smithing 1s and somber 2. Or he sells smithing 1 and 2s. Right? So if the base weapon check doesn't hit, then okay, fine, I get smithing stones to upgrade my claymore.
And Ellie going for Hoarfrost Stomp.
We will see what the weapon check is here from Stocko. Weapon's awful. It's 2 shields.
More faith. I don't need it.
Nice. But he does get those... Okay, he doesn't buy the
He doesn't
staff.
get the smithing stones, and Ellie gets Hoarfrost Stomp. Gonna do a Bellum merchant check here probably before upgrading something with smithing stones. Let's see what she gets.
Scary jump from Ellie.
Sword of Darkness. Sword of Light and Sword of Darkness is 2 options in this game. Neither of them used. Yeah. I mean, not good, especially because you almost never see straight sword checks. So like it would have to be from merchants.
Yeah.
Real gamers would power stance them. Real gamers would also use Spirit Glaive, isn't that right, Saitari?
Real gamers would power stance.
Yeah, so okay, I think if Ellie can get this off, it can be really good. Stocko's just being a little asshole though, sitting on Spirit Ash Summon +4 in Catacombs and just holding that over Ellie's head. But abusing priority, it's the way to play the game, right? It's actually a really heads-up play by Stocko. Ellie here though is going to do the Smithing Stone Bellbearing 1 and 2, right? And then she can upgrade whatever her smithing weapon is. I'm guessing she goes Grave Scythe. And could be in a pretty strong spot here. Stocko does have a lot of early game momentum, but I do believe that at least in terms of setup and map, Ellie is better prepared for the late game.
I would agree with that. And I don't remember, did Stocko even get Dectus from Fort Height? He did, right?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, and you were right, he is going for Ensha.
Yeah, I mean, the problem is Stocko's just piling up squares early, right? He's got 4. He has 4 squares already. He's going to get Ensha, that's 5. He has massive priority on 2 more squares in Spirit Dash +4 in Catacombs. So that could potentially be problematic for Ellie. Like, she might... the question is like, is Ellie going to be well set up enough to survive this early onslaught, right? Because Stocko will be getting a pretty massive lead here. But to Shaka's point, Stocko doesn't really have an endgame plan right now. It's just C square, get square at the moment.
It is very early focused. But I think once he gets Ensha, I think he's going to maybe do the Spirit Ash +4, and then I think he's gonna have to get Altus.
Yeah, I mean the other option would be do Renala and then do.
Yeah. That would be a good play. And nice strat using the fucking end lag when he jumps off the table to hit him with a lion's claw.
I've never seen that before. It's actually really smart.
Yeah, that is very smart.
You ever think we'd say Stocko and very smart in the same sentence?
No, never. Never.
The little ring around the rosy on the table's funny. All right, that's Ensha there from Stocko. Ellie's going to be fighting the Crystallian.
And she just says, that's fine, and goes back to her fight.
She does have strike damage here against the Crystallian, so damage will be really good even before its stance breaks.
But she does miss 2 opening jumping heavy attacks. And now this fight's just smooth sailing from here on out.
Yep. And nicely done by Ellie there.
Very nicely done. That's 1 smithing stone bell bearing on the board.
Yep. Now, actually, the other thing, too, is there is Onyx Lord boss on the board. So if Ellie does get these Smithing Stone Miners Bell Bearing 2, she can go straight on to kill the Onyx Lord in that tunnel, right? So a bit of a double square there.
That's some nice synergy.
Yeah, she would also be, like, because Stocko might be losing time here because looks like they're both players are probably going to be going smithing weapons this game. So Ellie will get equity out of setting up her smithing weapon in that she will get the bell bearings. Bell bearings allow you to get the upgrade stones. You can purchase them, right? However, for Stocko, right, Stocko will have to go ahead and run around the map, picking up all the various stones, and not only, like, even though actually running around the map and picking up the stones is a little bit faster overall than going both the bell bearings, he does get no board equity out of that. It's just, you know, complete setup time.
He sacrifices that setup just for saving some runes. Ellie has not been doing a whole lot of smithing stone pickups, so she's gonna have to spend some money to get her weapon up to a decent level.
Yeah. Neither of these players have done a ton of somber like weapon checks, like the black knife and stuff. But that being said, these players are 2 of the biggest proponents of smithing weapons in the entire league.
Right.
So like, I'm not like I know they've both kind of said like, I'll do the main somber checks, and if anything doesn't hit, like, I'm just gonna go smithing rather than playing the somber lottery.
And is Ellie going? No, she is going to finish off these.
Status effect Ashes of War. Yeah, for a second I thought she was potentially going Elmer as well.
That's what I thought. Which I guess she could still do. Not out of the question.
She still needs 1 more status effect Ash of War, though. That's only 3 for her.
And she will probably just go for the other one in the Scarab and Kaled.
Yep.
Probably the fastest. And there's nothing else that square really synergizes with in terms of boss fights, so no need to do the Knight's Calves.
Yeah, no Knights Calves, no horse bosses. Wow. Okay,
Wow.
Stocko's going Loretta for Onyx Lord. And for
Okay.
status effect Ashes of War. Ellie's having some trouble with this guy. It's gotta be it's gotta.
I like this play from Stocko. It also could trick Ellie into thinking he has more prio on bell bearings if she sees the Onyx Lord. He might think, hey, maybe that was the Onyx Lord in Altus, and he's got Smithing Stone bell bearing too.
Yeah. I wonder if Stocko continues to go for this, because like there is a status effect Ash of War behind Loretta, right? So that would be auxiliary value there, but it no longer matters.
Whatever, we'll kill this Onyx Lord. Hopefully.
He did just say he was going to go Onyx Lord, so I
Yeah,
guess
he
that
is going Onyx Lord. Stocko is staying committed, still gonna go Loretta into Onyx Lord here.
Right.
I mean,
and I like the play.
I think Ellie would need a death from Stocko, but there's a chance that Ellie could steal Onyx Lord. But I think she will need a death. Too much running.
Yeah. And that is a slow tunnel. It's a really slow tunnel.
And she has to go upgrade.
Right.
Now, Stocko might have to go upgrade too. He is +0. Yeah, okay. Stocko's also going to go upgrade. So maybe there's a chance for our hero yet.
Well, I think Ellie's gonna have to go upgrade as well.
Well, yeah, but they both do, right?
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah. What level can Stocko get this thing up to?
I'm not entirely sure.
5. He's missing 2 through.
That's decent enough.
Oh no, he just did the first dialogue in depth. All right, I thought he. If you would have done all of Spirit Dash Summon +4, that like extra 30 seconds or whatever could have really hurt him, because this is gonna be tight.
Yeah.
No matter what, this is going to be tight.
A lot of this could come down to how much of a bitch Loretta's gonna be.
Yeah, I mean, even if Loretta's a bitch, as long as Stocko doesn't die, I think he's fine. He just needs to not die.
And why does Stocko strip down?
I guess, you know. I mean, you're his butt buddy. It says so in the title.
That's true, but that's only a, you know, sometimes Stocko surprises me. Because honestly, I have no explanation for why he is,
I mean, he clearly prefers light load in this fight. I'm a little surprised by it, but he clearly prefers it.
I guess so. Gets a nice little jump R2 there. And yeah, I think Stocko has this pretty comfortably.
Yeah, okay, there's Smithing Stone Miner's bell bearings from Ellie.
And Loretta's being a little annoying. Oh, and Ellie quits out. Or ports out.
Yeah, because she needs to go upgrade.
Yep.
Oh, I mean,
This is
I
now
hope for
Stocko's
for
taking.
Ellie's sake, I hope that she doesn't actually go Onyx Lord right now.
Yeah.
Because if she gets hard sniped here, it could be really bad for her. Like
Yeah,
really,
because
really
depending
bad.
on how far in the tunnel she makes it, she's
Yeah,
gonna
she's
have
gonna
to
be
either,
stuck in the tunnel. Yeah.
yeah. Unless she goes in with no runes and can just do a little memory of grace out. But that doesn't. Not sure if that's going to be the case.
Yeah. Okay. So Ellie sets up her gravesite with Hoarfrost Stomp. We only had enough money though to get it up to +6.
And she is going to. She's going to do a rune dump.
This guy better fucking.
No,
die.
she's out of money. Going to Aeonia Swamp Shore, potentially eyeing Clean Rat Knight duo.
Potentially.
Especially because that I believe that's also a cave, right?
Yes, it is a cave. Maybe it could be a grotto, but either way, I think it falls within the parameters of the square.
Yes. Stocko's gonna blitz out some squares here, though. I think it's gonna be Onyx Lord and then Spirit Summon +4 right after.
Yep.
And then he might even finish out Catacombs. Ellie's really handled this night, like comeback. Every single game, I feel like I see these dominant early games, right? Because there have been more than a few dominant early games to start the season.
Yep.
And every single time I'm like, oh, I'm really worried this is going to be a blowout. And it always ends up being like a fairly long competitive game. We have not really seen, you know,
And you know, that's
like a
what we like to
blowout
see.
like that.
We like to see the game turn on a dime.
Yeah.
But that is a nicely done
Yeah.
Onyx Lord from Stocko.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the player who does win the early game has been more likely to win, but like there's been a lot of situations where I'm like, oh, this could be like an 8-4 bingo. Right.
Yeah.
And it's just not. Okay, so Ellie has some cool tech to show us in this cave. She has timed it out so that it's actually, I know that looks very basic, but it is fairly difficult there to not get rotted.
Yeah, I'm not very good at it.
No, I'm not either. I just send it and pray. It doesn't
So
really
do I.
work.
She's got a nice cheeky little wall jump that keeps her out of the rock.
Stocko now is going caves. I mean,
And the
he's just
most-
continuing to go for early squares because he's not set up for the late game at all, right? But he's running out of early squares to do, right? Like he has caves, okay, he could do caves, but then like after that.
And the mark from Ellie here could scare Stocko out of finishing those caves.
No, I think it would just incentivize him to do it more. Either scare him out or incentivize him to do it more.
Yeah. But this should be a pretty quick and easy fight for Ellie.
Don't speak too soon. These guys can be a little annoying.
They
It
can
is a
be.
duo fight after all. All right, there's the first one dead.
First one's dead.
Oh, Ellie.
Ooh.
Nice stagger.
Did these guys
God,
heal?
the riposte on there is so good.
Yeah.
It just looks so cool. There is a square there for Ellie.
Clean rot duo. Shit.
Stocko's not pleased about that, but continues to just go for caves. I mean, the question is, Ellie's going for caves now too. Depending on what Stocko decides to do as his last cave, Ellie could maybe snipe this.
It's possible.
So that's the second cave for Stocko.
And a one-shot on Godric.
Ellie's entering Groveside now. I think Ellie's gonna get sniped here.
This would be cave number 2 for Ellie.
Yeah, Cave of Knowledge always counted Amp. That was just a weird Crisco. That was a weird Maidenless rule. That's I don't know why it didn't count in Maidenless. All right,
Yeah,
so
that's
Ellie's going. Yeah, Maidenless is the only league, Ellie, where they've specifically said Cave of Knowledge doesn't count. So I don't know why that was, but yeah.
Now, how long does it take to run through the Cave of Knowledge?
It's too long. Stocko's summoning Eastfawn though. I think it takes too long. But
This could be close.
yeah, because Ellie's gonna one shot.
Ellie's
Either
gonna
way,
one-shot.
this is. We will go dual screen once Ellie gets close.
Stocko has the snipe, and I think Stocko's gonna have this.
I don't know.
Wow, this is scary.
Stocko's out of FP. Stocko's out of FP. Ellie's getting really close to the door.
Oh wow.
Stocko is down. He's gonna have to heal. He's gonna have to heal. Wait, getting hit there.
God.
Good job, Stocko. The square. Ellie is rounding the corner towards the door. Stocko is able to get his lion's claw back. Oh my god, this is so close.
Holy shit.
Oh my god,
Wow.
Stocko got it.
Wow, he fucking
And
got
on
it.
Ellie's
Holy
screen, as she was jumping, Stocko marked the
but Ellie
square on
doesn't get a
Ellie's
one-shot.
screen.
Wow.
That's wild.
That's tough. Now does Stock go for the remembrance too? Well, first he needs
Yeah.
to remember too.
Oh, Stocko's just gonna go for the bingo. Stocko's
He's-
just sending it. It's actually crazy here because Stocko's out of Stocko does not have a lot of play. Right? Like Stocko like has a lot of squares or whatnot, but like outside of Spirit Ash +4, Dupe, and Catacomb, Stocko has like zero progress towards anything.
Yeah, he's behind on Altus. He's behind on Academy.
Yeah. So Stocko's just kind of saying, fuck it. Like, I really like Stocko. The only logical win condition right now, like the only apparent win condition for Stocko right now is column
Speed.
3.
Yeah. Column 3 and speed.
And Ellie might lose this because Ellie's greeting. Ellie's greeting for. Yeah, Stocko wins. I don't think Ellie can stop this because Stocko's going for Godric. That cave snipe is gonna be the game. That cave snipe is really gonna decide it. I don't think Ellie can stop this at all unless Stocko somehow incidents, but even then, like he's ahead on weeping progress, and Ellie has no catacombs, and Stocko has 2.
Stocko has 2 catacombs already?
Yeah, because of the shades.
Right. Wow. Whoa, yeah. I think Ellie's, yeah. And the rock grease is a nice touch from Stock. Just to squeeze out some more.
Yeah, actually, this is a good point by Nartok. If instead of going caves with Clean Rot Knight duo, if Ellie immediately went for Rennala and Dupe in 30 Arcane, I don't know if Stocko could have stopped that.
Yeah, I don't think he could have.
I think Ellie could have won via Diag.
And I think that's what she's still gonna try and beat him on.
Yeah, but she can't. She like Stocko already is in weeping. It's not. It's not.
Yeah.
Like all Stocko has to do is knock down the turtle, and uh,
Oh, and Ellie gets grabbed.
yeah, all Stocko has to do now is like knock down the turtle and weeping.
It's impossible to know what to go for.
But I think he's going for the catacomb first.
Okay, he's going for the catacomb. For the thing is, Renala just takes so long. I don't think Ellie has enough time.
Especially not with these 2 quit outs because she got
Yeah, I
grabbed.
mean, I don't think the quit outs will make a difference though,
Oh, not in the grand scheme of things. It was already
because Ellie doesn't have weeping,
done.
right? Stocko does.
It was already done.
Stocko makes
the
progress
really-
towards the catacomb and pivots back. He's being very indecisive, but he also said that he had no idea what to go for.
Yeah, I'd be very interested to know what his plan is after the game if he were to get sniped on this line somewhere.
I don't think he has one.
I don't
Other
think he
than
has.
just like pray to God that like you have a big enough square lead that you can make it up somewhere. Because I don't think that there's definitely not like a direct line of plan, right?
No. I wonder how efficient Stocko's tech is for this.
It looks fairly efficient.
What are your thoughts on Red Wolf? You think it's a fun boss?
Uh, I don't. It's fine. I like it. Like it's not bad. It's just not my favorite. Like I don't think it's a bad boss, but it's just not like my style. If that makes sense.
Right. Fair enough.
Yeah. So this will be due for Stocko, and then yeah, just catacombs and
And a nice.
yeah. I think Ellie's gonna know that she's cooked here, unfortunately.
Yep.
Stocko always wins on column 3, doesn't he? If you want to beat Stocko, just block column 3.
That's true. That's a strat.
It's all you have to do. Just block column 3.
And this is going to be a very clean game from Stocko.
Wish that was a square.
Has Stocko gone deathless this entire time? Right?
I think so.
Imagine this is Dragon Scale Bleed.
It was Rakshasas.
Shaka.
Also, I've reached out to Helios to see if we can start the next game early at all. My guess is probably not, because Helios is probably like just waking up.
Right.
But so we'll do the post-match interview and stuff, and then we might be taking a bit of an extended break after this one before the next game.
Now, Helios is playing who?
Helios is playing Strump.
Trump. That's going to be a good match.
Die. Boom.
And a nicely done fight from Stocko.
Done.
Nicely done by Stocko there. GG's.
That's a killer line.
Good game. Good games all around.
Jeez.
All right, I will bring the players in
Sheesh.
to the call here. Welcome in, Stocko and Ellie. Welcome in.
Hello.
Fucking column 3. It always is, right, Stocko?
Classic.
The Stocko surprise.
I mean, yeah, the cave snipe was, I was like,
Yeah.
I hit Soldier of Godric one time. I was about to get the second hit and you marked it. And then I'm like,
Holy shit.
Game's fucking over, maybe. I thought you would do catacombs for your prio. I was actually really surprised you did caves first. So.
Oh, yeah. I had to do caves.
I knew you would.
Had to do caves.
I knew you had catacombs on me, so I should have. Yeah, that was hard.
That's a tricky one. It was, yeah, because like, I was really nervous about whether you were gonna go for dupe or catacombs, because like, you would think I'd sit on catacombs, which I did, but I thought it was the safest decision to make.
Yeah. I also it's funny because I told myself early, like, I can't have a bad early start, and I had one of the worst fucking openings I've had in a long time. But I tried being too cute, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I tried killing Pre-Sentinel with a torch at +0.
What?
It was it was our wieldable weapon. It was the steel wire torch, and the damage wasn't that bad, but it was bad enough that it was a problem. And then because of that, I lost Torrent, and then I Geel, and I was behind on parries, and I knew like that was a death threat, and I really should have just maybe pushed Torch into Torrent.
Yeah, I think in hindsight, Stocko got very lucky with the Claymore.
Yeah, the Claymore being, when I opened the chest too, I'm like, oh, this is over. That makes sense actually.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, there's a high probability of like greatsword chest hitting, right? Because there's like iron greatsword, bastard sword, Claymore, flamberge, like those would all work. I think in hindsight, the jawbone axe class was probably the best.
Mm-hmm.
The dex was so low, that was my worry, because the dex was 5 dex, so I was a little hesitant to take it.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty bad.
And Great Scythe wasn't bad. Like, once I got it online, this was doing fine.
No, I knew it would be good, but the opening was Stocko's opening was very, very strong.
Yeah.
Especially like, I mean, he had +4 Spirit Ash the whole game and never did it.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, when I was counting squares, I counted that square out. So I wanted to do Clean Rot Duo first, because I figured if I got Golden Scarab, I could do like Renala and Godskin Noble, and maybe even get both stat dump squares, or at least one of them with the Golden Scarab. So that's why I went there when I did. And I needed to get a weapon online, so I mean, I only had the scythe, so that was my plan, was to get that.
Stocko, I got a question for you. You know, like a little bit like it's kind of the same question I had for you earlier today. You know, we talked about it, like this is your second season now in Elden Squares, and I think your goals this season are, you know, very different, right, than your goals were last season. And I'm just curious from you, you know, whether like now that you've finished your first game, like nerves wise and these sorts of things, like how did it, like, also congratulations, right, like going 1-0. I mean, last season it took it to the last game of the season for you to get your first win, right? So like how does it, like all around the experience, like how does this season compare to last season? How are you feeling?
Well, I think, you know, I'm always going to be nervous going into games. That's just how I am. I always get the jitters. I'm always on edge when I play bingo, but that's part of the rush, right? That's why I do it. So that's never going to go away. But last season, you know, I never had column 3. I didn't know column 3 back then. Now things are different. You know, I got some tools that I can work with, and yeah, it's a good start. I'm looking forward to showing off some things that I can do. To be perfectly frank with you. What's that?
We're looking forward to watching it.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm here for you.
Yeah, and I mean, for you, like, you know, for you, Ellie, obviously, like, I mean, match didn't go the way that you, you know, necessarily, definitely didn't go the way you wanted it to go. But like, you know, for you, it's very different, right? Because I think this is your first full bingo event, right?
Yeah.
Versus like Stocko's one of the most experienced players. Kind of the battle of like youth versus inexperience in terms of bingo, or youth versus experience in terms of like bingo. How did it like just coming into the game and everything? What were the emotions like for you?
Yeah, I was more nervous than I wanted to be. I think I definitely I'm trying to focus on more just having fun and vibing with it. And I think for me, because it's my first tournament and we have like other things to come eventually, that I'm still learning a lot. And so I think it's there's a lot to take in stride there. And what was just focusing on is like, okay, how do we do things that are like, because you don't always get good weapons on your starting classes, right? And this is maybe one of the worst. Actually, I think this is probably the worst starting class lineup I've had in a long time. Like where like things are
bad.
There's so much early game rush and there's so garbage at the opening for starting classes. Like this is probably the first time I've really been in this tricky of a scenario. Like it took me like
it was garbage.
3 minutes almost to pick my class, which is never something I expect. Usually I'm chilling in, chapel at 2 minutes left on the timer, knowing very clearly what I'm doing. So, that was a lot to try and Stocko is so good early and overall, but definitely like a powerhouse early. And so I felt when I saw the starting classes in the square set, I figured I was on the back foot immediately. And I think that just kind of psyched me out a bit. I respect Stocko a lot as a player obviously for very good reasons. He puts a lot of work in. He's very good at what he does. So that Caves was like once I lost Caves, I'm like, well, whoops, game's probably over. So I guess we'll give it a shot though. Try and set up some other stuff. You can't cover it all, right? So
yeah, that was tough. Yeah, because like literally you were in the air as he ready to kill him as Stocko marked the square.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. It was very close.
Stocko.
Yes, sir.
Did you have any plan for if you had gotten blocked on that line?
I'd be upset, and I didn't necessarily have a backup plan. I think my first move, if I get blocked on that, is man, it's tough to say. I think I'd probably like to get full Dectus at least. I don't know if I'd set foot in Dectus. Maybe I'd go for the Crucible Misbegotten duo first. I'm not sure. Maybe Tree Spirits. It's really tough to say. I'm glad it didn't come to that. Let's just say that.
Yeah, Ellie, I'm curious for you. Instead of Clean Rot Duo, was there any thought to just rush Renala earlier and go for the Diag?
No, I didn't have Prio on dupe. I figured when he got 2 Cemetery Shades, one of those shades was... it could be Weeping. I wasn't sure. Right? It was definitely 2 Catacombs. I thought it could be the Weeping one. I thought maybe he did the Liurnia one as well, but then I was worried about Dectus because he had like more map progression when he marked 2 Sem Shades that way. Mm-hmm. So I wanted to do Renala, but I didn't know, like the goal for Renala was to try and get majority where I could. And I figured because I went smithing 1 and 2 early, I had Dectus, so I kind of counted in my brain 10 flasks, Elemer, potentially Tree Spirits if I do the Finger Folk. I felt I had the duo potentially. I had a lot of squares in my brain where I'm like, they're races at least, but I have a good shot at them. And Caves felt like the most important square for me at the time. Because I knew if I got that, then I don't get bingoed. I don't know if I did the best. I did Stranded, Bofa, and obviously Clean Rot Duo was my first cave. But maybe I should have just went 3 caves early. Instead, it was too important to lose. But again, it's hard to play from behind that way. It's hard to like...
Yeah, 100%.
I need to go for some synergies, right? In the Golden Scarab for 2 stat dump squares, I had like no stats level. That was level 11 when I killed Clean Rot Duo, so I had a lot of room for ruin growth. So,
wow.
Please become Elden Lord.